All right, guys, that was a super weird one. So we just got a commit in defensive tackle Lavon Johnson out of Maryland that signed with UNC earlier today and then flipped it back to Texas. So we finally got that defensive tackle, guys. But that was a pretty fun one. You guys know the drill. $1 for 4 months. InsideTexas.com. Next Friday, we are going to be doing an Inside Texas tailgate giveaway presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, guys. This is all the stuff you can win. Come hang out at the Inside Texas tailgate at the Texas versus Texas A&M baseball game, y'all. All right. We got even more action, Coach?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We got some more action.
This is gonna be a fun line then. Let's see. I always have to triple. Okay, Matt Zenitz.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We doubled up. I'll have to change that. So we have all right. Let's do defensive tackle first, and then we'll go next things next, guys.
All right, cool.
All right. So he's out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. He's at Maryland. He's on the market. He's signs with UNC earlier today.
Yeah.
We report that, and then he flips back to Texas. So what's the latest here, guys? How does he match to the room? And then also, what's his eval from what you guys have seen on tape and heard about him through the grapevine?
Just for me watching him on tape, I mean, he looks like your traditional maybe 3. He probably can play the 1. He looks like he's kind of sturdy. Does a good job using his hands, right? When he playing down the line of scrimmage, we call it surfing. When an offensive lineman kind of blocks down, he gets his hands on him, doesn't let him get to the second level. He showed a little bit of a motor on tape, but I think he fits at Texas playing against the run, right? Just adding depth, another guy. We saw last year we needed multiple guys, especially when we got down to the playoffs, right? You got bodies, people get hurt. You need somebody who can step in and get meaningful snaps. And so I think he adds to the defensive line room that way.
Man, give me some of your wisdom.
Hard to do better in the transfer portal at D tackle, especially without, like, if there's a guy that's like remotely talented, everybody needs him. So the risk of wildly overpaying is really high. I watched him against Penn State where he got like in their third rotation a bunch of times in that game. Apparently they really liked him to be a starter this year. Was what at least I saw one thing indicating that when they retained him in the winter. Yeah, he's not an explosive pass rusher.
Right.
He looks like he is solid against a double. He's pretty good one-on-one. I mean, this was playing like 20 snaps a game, but that's probably what he's going to do at Texas too. So position-wise, it'd be nice if he could play as a 3 in this scheme and just put him on the strong side and make it hard to run that direction. They don't really have a 2-way 3 technique on this team unless Alex January has really blossomed.
Yeah.
So they're probably just going to play like Brevard or Canoe or this guy there. Just be like, get in the way. And when it's third down, like, we're just going to pull you off the field anyway. And we'll live with the pass rush we get on first down from Colin F. Simmons and or Trey Moore inside blitz or something, So, there just wasn't much in the portal, and it seems like their solution is just we're going to get a bunch of sturdy guys that are hard to run on, and we're going to rotate them heavily so that if they don't give us, maniacal effort against double teams, then they'll hit the bench and the next guy will come in. And that seems like that's the plan for this season.
I agree.
Yeah, so not an earth-shattering pickup here, right, guys, but something that is going to be steady, good depth, that kind of thing. Is that what we're looking at?
Bodies.
Okay, cool.
He's was like a redshirt freshman or redshirt sophomore last year. So he's got some upside, especially if he gets in, like, I don't know what the culture is like at Maryland. Maybe it's awesome. But when he comes to Texas, it's going to be like, we're trying to win a championship here. If you're not about it, like, you're either going to rise to the temperature of the room or you're going to flush out. So I think there's definitely some hope that Baker and the culture can elevate him. It's not like he's anywhere close to maxed out.
Right.
What was Maryland's record last year?
Who knows?
Yeah. I don't even know that one. I have to look that up.
Yeah. So, okay. And
4-8.
4-8. Okay. So not used to the culture, that's for sure.
They were 47th in defensive FEI.
That's not bad.
Which is not that bad.
That's not
they
bad.
actually had some dudes up front ahead of him. Like when you watch him, it's kind of shocking that he was like second or third in the rotation. Because they had a lot of big dudes.
Yeah. They always find them some kind of way.
Yeah.
All right. So any eval stuff, any that beyond that we need to talk about? Or we can start talking about the tight end too and injuries.
Yeah, definitely.
Not a pass rusher, decent anchor.
Yeah. Decent anchor. I like that. Need him in the trenches. STC ball, man. You need him conference play. You need big body. Somebody with experience, right? I know you got Justice Terry. You got lots of young guys, but having an experienced guy, older guy who's kind of, been there and done that, it really helps somebody who's been in games before.
And then what does it say about the new world of NIL, man? That was a hell of a turnaround.
Right?
UNC to Texas.
Taking what does that say already?
Well, we can speculate, right? What does that mean for Texas? Texas wanted him, right?
Yeah.
Texas needed the spot filled, right? So that's
not the most encouraging thing, right? Like they they had January and they had Hills back, and then they added 3 guys. And here's like the insider reports that we've gotten on like each of the respective guys that have come in. Travis Shaw,
right?
Conditioning issues. He comes here in the spring and immediately it's like, well, we're worried about the knees, and he's listed at 350. Okay.
Right.
He's pretty talented, but also that's a recipe for low impact. Hero Canoe, I asked about him from an Ohio State guy, and they were like, yeah, whatever. Like he was never going to start here. Although I wonder if they might be singing a different tune after watching what their D-line did in the spring game. Cole Brevard, really solid, but he played on Purdue,
Yeah.
And he went there like when he couldn't make it at like Penn State or something.
Yeah.
So it's not like not the murderer's row here.
Yeah.
Dudes.
But also what is the defensive tackle market realistically in a spring portal?
It's pretty bad, obviously.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah. It's not many.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we keep going, guys, let's hear a word from Andre, and then we'll talk some tight end stuff. And we also had the BYU wide receiver hopped in the portal. People are asking about that. So we'll continue our rampant speculation as soon as we're hear from Andre.
This video is brought to you by Andre the Lawyer. If you're injured, trust the team that secured millions for their clients and helped thousands of Texans with their injury case. Car wrecks, slip and falls, 18-wheeler accidents, on-the-job injuries, and wrongful deaths. Don't let insurance tell you what your claim is worth. Hire Andre the Lawyer to fight for you. Principal office is in Dallas, but they serve Texans throughout the state. So don't wait and call Andre the Lawyer today at 214-444-8808. That's 214-444-8808. The contact information is in the description.
All right. So Texas lands Cal tight end Jack Endry. This is a pickup that I'm excited about. His catch rate is like 91%. Now, Cal wasn't throwing him deep a lot, so he kind of has a lower average depth of target, so that's going to affect it. But still, 91% is like unheard of, kind of no matter what. So, I mean, he just has incredible hands. ACC, God bless them. They always put these like 20-minute highlights of players for free on YouTube. I watched that.
It's like they're welcoming people to come poach their players.
I know, but I love it. They've done it several times. Like Mosley, him. I just get to watch 20 minutes of like, here's our best players if you guys would like them. True. But injuries, man, I loved his tape. So I think he's a crucial pickup for us. Now, I'm not in love with potential blocking, but as far as a receiving tight end, I feel great there. So, Ian, let's start with you. What did you think from watching this tape?
Well, we've broken him down a lot already, so it's a good thing that was not wasted ink and
Yeah.
YouTube server space.
Yeah.
But I think he's perfect for what they need. He's a good receiver. He's not like a freak athlete, but he really knows how to get open on all the normal tight end stuff. He's very
Yep.
experienced at it. He's going to catch the ball if it's anywhere near him. He's like just a total magnet with the ball. Not an amazing blocker, but they don't necessarily need that anyway because they can use Arch to kind of create advantages up front. So pretty great, pretty ideal. They could maybe use another one that's more of a bludgeon.
Yeah.
I would take like a true H back, like you said, like blocking tight end. But as far as receiving tight end, I feel great. Like because he's in with the was it the Louisville kid that just went to Houston, Claire who went to Ohio State. Like they're all kind of in the same realm. And so as far as receiving tight ends, so I think that's important. He was catching stuff over the middle. Even if it got bobbled, he'd catch it again. It's just Arch Manning is going to like that to have that safe shot over the middle and that he can fit it in. So, Coach, I know you're a tight end ball knower.
Yeah, I just posted an email on Inside Texas for everybody to go check out. I had it kind of already ready to go, but a lot of things that you guys said about and said, he's not the most dominant blocker, right? But I mean, long as he'll get in and mix it up. But to me, he's more of an H. I thought he does a great job, like finding the soft spot in the zones, right? He's making himself available for the quarterback having a throwing window. He has the ability to take the ball. If you get a busted coverage or get him up the seam just right, he may go from 30 to 40 yards and go score. I don't know if everybody watched this film versus Miami. Had like a little fake bubble screen. The corner couldn't catch him after he caught it, right? So he does some great things in the passing game. I think it's a great pickup. Older, experienced guy. To me, I don't know. People may not agree, but it looked like Jeff Swaim or Swam. The guy used to play for Texas. I can't think of his name, but he had that similar build. So he's big, not super athletic, not going to blow you away with that, but he's just always in the right spot at the right time, making a play.
Perfect.
He is a little bit like what Cade Brewer looked like he was going to be before the knee injury, and also once he got some weight on him.
Yeah.
Or like if Andrew Beck was like a less physical blocker, but had even better hands. I don't know. Haven't quite had a guy like this in a while. He's pretty good.
He is pretty good.
Maybe Blaine Irby. This is maybe what Blaine Irby would have been if he hadn't got hurt. I don't know.
What did you who's our 11 personnel tight end then?
Injuries.
Yeah, injuries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I think Washington could be better eventually, but it does not seem like he's on the fast track between being like 270 in camp and the blocking sounds like just isn't clicking quickly.
Right.
But I mean, give Jordan Washington another year, he might be pretty freaky. So
I agree. Might be the one of the best that came through Texas. I think he can put it all together, man. It'd be really, really great.
Yeah. The other young guys too, Townsend and Winston are pretty special, I think. There's just, like I said in the article, you got to be a run blocker and a pass protector and in the right spots as a receiver and then skilled as a receiver to be a good tight end. And that's like,
ask a lot of you to be a tight end, especially in this offense.
A lot of things to weed you out from being on the field.
Yeah, definitely. It's not easy, not in this offense.
Yeah, but I'm really excited. I think that was an important for the season, important pickup right there that we needed to have. So, and y'all can go watch the ACC YouTube. We'll show you guys. You can watch his highlights. Like you said, it's he'll be in the backfield and he'll kind of arc out and wheel out to get the ball. He did a lot of things, and he has good feel for the zone as well. So, like sitting down, that kind of stuff. We don't tend to be as much in that world, but I like to see it. And then, do y'all have any thoughts on Marion, the BYU receiver going into the portal?
What?
Marion, he's the outside.
Keelan Marion.
Yeah, Keelan Marion. He's a good receiver.
Yeah.
He went in the portal, but
Yeah.
From BYU, you say?
Yep. He's from BYU.
yeah.
He's originally from, I want to say, Atlanta, Georgia. How you got him out of there? But I think he may have 1 year left.
Georgia. Does he look more like Coach or like me?
It looks more like Coach.
Okay.
You never know with BYU though, right?
Yeah, right. No, he's special in the return game though. He's great at special teams. That's where he really made his mark throughout his career. Yeah. So, look, like I said, it's a kick returner. Yeah, he's speedy though. Man, he got some juice to him. But just as a receiver, this is the first year I think he's had over 20 catches. But if you want to return guys, somebody special teams, he'll be that guy for sure.
Yeah. Well, we're seeing anytime a wide receiver goes in the portal, we're keeping our eyes on that as well, I guess. So, potentialities right here. Are we done at defensive tackle then?
Yeah.
Seems like it, right?
The nature of how this one went down, I think they I don't know if they have any budget left at D tackle.
Okay. And then we have tight end. We have our receiving tight end, but we still might need a second in the blocking game. And then even with Mosley, do y'all feel like we need another top line wide receiver? I feel like a Wingo Mosley Moore lineup. I like that. I mean, not compared to Ohio State, but like as far as, do you think we still need? I know we'll take a first round wide receiver, but
yeah, exactly.
Of course we will. But how do you guys feel about that position?
Honestly, I feel like we got 3 good slot receivers. The Wingo been outside. I feel like Mosley fits where DeAndre Moore is, right? I still think you need unless you let Livingstone somebody take over the number 1 spot outside. I feel like all 3 of those guys, him, McCutcheon, and Moore, are all the same type of receiver. Except McCutcheon's maybe a little faster and run better routes, but I see Mosley is like a chain mover to me, like more than your outside guy. I'm not saying he can't play outside. He fits like he's a slot guy.
What if you move more outside? Because I would keep Mosley in the slot, move more.
Yeah, you do that.
Ian, will you allow such a thing?
I have no idea if Moore can do that. I agree with Coach. Like, you put Mosley in the slot, and he's like between him and injuries and Arch.
Yeah.
3rd down, that's actually looking pretty good.
It is.
But for guys to get open outside and hit home runs, I don't know. I'm not totally sure if Wingo is going to be up for it. I don't know. I've never actually personally watched Livingstone play a college game or even a college practice, really. And then Moore, I don't know how he fits if he's outside facing press. So I would still be interested in a big, deep threat outside. But they might be okay. They might be okay where they're at.
All right, cool. According to Hayes, Marion was an All-American and has a career 76 catches for 1,100 yards and 12 total.
Yeah, so over 4 years, yeah. I mean, it adds up over 4 years. Most of the touchdowns definitely come from his freshman year was pretty good. I think he had, say, 5 touchdowns, but yeah, most of it comes from special teams. But yeah,
he must have been a freshman All-American based on his 470 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns at Connecticut.
I was going to say he's at Connecticut. I don't know where they're getting. Oh, it's 12 total touchdowns.
Yeah, 12 total. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say because I was like, he only has 7 receiving.
Yeah.
He must have been a freshman All-American. That feels like Hayes is pumping up his guy there. That's I don't think he was an All-American at BYU. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But is he a speed guy with a kick return background?
Yeah, he's a guy that got a ton of like jet. He's a guy you put on jet sweeps and bubble screens, and he got the ability to make people miss and kind of get north and south pretty easily. So yeah, he's one of those guys. That's why he fits on special teams.
I was seeing if he fits Sark's speed guy fetish. He might get, but who knows?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a fun Friday evening that we're not planning to do anything on, but now maybe I will be free for the evening. We'll find out.
Yeah, definitely.
Ian, would you like to have an opportunity to say something negative about OU?
Of course.
Jaden Ott is the best back in the SEC. He just transferred to Oklahoma. Ian is not a big Oklahoma fan.
They don't have any receivers. Is he going to play receiver for him? If he's not, then he's going to be looking at an extra man in the hole on every play, because which of their FCS receivers are going to hold safety attention outside? Like, ask any number of highly regarded running backs how that goes.
Will he get any blocking? That's the question.
Deion Burks in the slot.
Yeah, he's in the slot. Doesn't count.
He's in the slot, meaning that you're not going to drag guys out of the box.
Right.
How about this one? He's countered you here.
The backup,
Satania from Arkansas.
Arkansas's backup receiver who plays the same position as Burks could indeed have some impact at Oklahoma if he can stay healthy. He got hurt too, but it wasn't as serious, at least, as
this is a reasonable fan, because as we ask who does OU have as outside receiver, they counter with who does Texas have at O-line, which is not the argument at all. But Ian, I needed to get you that opportunity just to say something negative so you could have a good weekend and have a happy Easter.
all the rules of all of Ian's rules for offense say that Oklahoma has a pretty limited ceiling on offense this year.
Yeah. There you go, guys. Happy Easter, y'all. Enjoy it. And enjoy the portal success we're having, guys.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. Later. Peace out.